Hi guys, welcome back. I'm David, and today we're going to be talking once again about Apple Watch. I say once again because I did put a video up a few weeks ago when I first got it. Now, I resisted buying an Apple Watch forever and ever. I just didn't really see how they were ever going to fit into my lifestyle, how they'd improve my lifestyle. I just didn't see what they'd really do for me. And it's weird, as much as you can look at them, read about them, watch videos about them, until you've actually got one on your wrist, you don't realise the benefits they bring you. But now I think after this first couple of months, I'm really beginning to see the benefits of Apple Watch. And that's hopefully what I'm going to get across to you in this video. So when I first bought mine, it was an unfortunate period of time. I got it straight after the Apple event was in September. I wanted to get it and cover it on the channel. But I knew I was going into a period where I wouldn't be able to do much in the way of exercise. Now, let me just wind this back a bit to give it some context for you. When I was a younger man, sport was everything to me. I, first of all, followed a career in cricket from kind of the ages of 12 to 20. I won't bore you with the details, but that involved a lot of thumping down on my left leg. And then in turn, after that, I became a bodybuilder, a nationally ranked bodybuilder, put on a lot of size and weight. And that just put a lot of pressure on my joints. And the net result was it wasn't good enough for either of them to do them professionally, but it left me with a really bad hip, which I had replaced a couple of years ago. And that was the making of me. That was the reason for that part of the story, just to let you know that I hadn't been exercising for a good few years. But then 2 years ago, just at the beginning of lockdown, when everything was on standstill, I just got my hip done and it was the making of me. And since then, I've tried every morning to get out and do at least 40 minutes of hard cardio. I can't run, but I walk about 4 or 5 kilometers now, so it's really hard walking. And then I come back and do a little bit of rehab work on the hip, and that's good. But I haven't been able to do any of that recently because of this other project that I had going on. Well, thankfully, that other project has now come to an end, and that project started just as I bought the Apple Watch, which is unfortunate because I wasn't getting the most out of it. But now I'm really beginning to see what Apple Watch can do. But this is the point. It's not Apple Watch by itself. If you're in the ecosystem and you've got a couple of other bits of kit, that is when Apple Watch really begins to come into its own as a wearable fitness aid. So now I'm back into training. Every morning I get out, I do my 40 minutes, and I've just started this week using Fitness Plus, and I'll come to that in a short while. The setting up of the watch, don't get me wrong, the setting up of the watch is super, super easy, and there's loads of videos out there showing you how to do that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not really going to cover that in this video. What I wanted to cover was when you're setting it up, I think it's a small point, but no one's really made it clear to me, the complications on the watch face. Now, they hide behind this jargon and this word, complications. Basically, complications are shortcuts, hot corners. If you're used to a Mac, they're the same as hot corners. So as long as you've got a suitable watch face that you've selected, in the 4 corners of the watch, you can have different shortcuts to different apps. So I've got those very much geared up to what my preferences are, to what my lifestyle is. So I've got one that's set up for the fitness app in the top left corner, I think it is. Then I have podcasts on there, top right. I've got the battery percentage showing in the bottom left. And on the bottom right, I've got one other complication down there, which is for podcasts. So the podcast and the fitness go hand in glove. They work together. So as I'm going out the door in the morning, rather than going through all the apps, I've got those complications set. So I just tap the watch face. That opens up the fitness rings. I can get going and it's recording all of my movement. And then once that's going, I can tap the bottom corner and pick out a podcast. And that's been working really well. So if you're looking to get the most from your watch, it's a small point, but just get those complications tailored to your needs. I actually made a short about that about a week ago because I didn't realize how many people thought those complications couldn't be changed. You can change everything. Just use the app that's on the phone and you can tailor those complications to what you want and how you need. Oh, sorry, I did tell a lie. One of the complications I've got is for the camera remote because filming a lot of these videos in a studio like I am at the moment by myself, I can set the video recording from the watch, frame myself up, and just makes my life easy. That's what I mean. You can tailor these complications to whatever you need them to be. So then I'd started exercising again, and I'd been wearing the watch through the night. It'd been monitoring my sleep. It'd been getting used to me, and it does take a little while to get used to. In fact, if you go into the watch app on your phone, it says for the trends on there, it's going to take up to 180 days to get all the data on you that it needs. So this is a long-term investment. When you buy an Apple Watch, sure, you're going to start using it straight away. Yes, you'll start seeing some benefits, but it is a longer-term investment. As I say, those trends can take up to half a year to get all the data they need on you. And the more you use the watch, the more you give the watch, the more it's learning about you, and the more it'll pay you back, and the more fulfilling picture it'll get of your lifestyle and help you achieve your goals. So when I went out for walks in the morning, as I say, I had been using podcasts, but that's all changed in this last week because part of the fitness app is Fitness Plus. Now, when you get a watch, you get 3 months free. I thought I'd hold it back until that project finished. And now it has. I thought, well, I might as well try the 3-month trial for free. And if I don't like it, I can just cancel it in a few months' time. And I tell you what, it's been absolutely amazing. Now, there's something in there for everybody. You can do core strength training, high intensity training, treadmill workouts, bike workouts. And then at the other end of the spectrum, you've got Pilates, yoga, and well-being workouts. Everything is in there. And then within each of those categories, you've got different durations, different music type, different equipment levels, different kind of trainers. You've got everything that you need. It's just a whole fitness package in one lovely app, really easy to use. And I started using, I'm guessing about a week ago now. So I used to come back from my cardio and do basic work that I'd kind of put together with my knowledge of training from years gone past, just with simple things, just some Dynaband things and, simple stuff at home. But I then switched over to doing, core strength or some short, intense training, only 10 minutes. So as soon as I get in from the walk, I get onto the floor and I start these workouts, and it is such a difference. Now, I've never been one to use a personal trainer. I guess because of my years of training, I kind of know what I need to do, roughly speaking. I've never needed motivation. That's never been a problem for me. So I've never used a personal trainer, but using Apple Fitness Plus is almost like having a personal trainer with you. And the difference I found is it drives you on harder. I'm still aching today in my legs from a workout I did with them on Sunday. And it's I'm not a quitter, but it's the first time I can ever remember not being able to finish. I think it was a 40-second burst of something. It was so intense. And that's a great thing. It spurs you on. The guys and the girls I've got on there in the gym on the fitness app are brilliant at what they do. They explain to you all the movements they're doing. They're alternative movements as well. If you haven't got a range of motion in certain areas, they cover all of that for you. But the great thing is that all your metrics come up on the screen as well. So you can see what your heart rate is. You can see what your calories are. It's so simple to use. Now, the added benefit for me, and I'm guessing if you're watching this, you're probably into Apple products and probably into the Apple ecosystem. If you've got an Apple TV as well, you have got the perfect workout. If you've got an iPhone, an Apple Watch, an Apple TV, you've got a gym sitting there waiting to use any day of the week, any time of the day. It is so complete. On Apple TV, you simply go to the fitness app in Apple TV. It asks you to log on your phone. And once you've done that, all of the data is being recorded so you can see how the ring closing is doing. That's something I'm really enjoying, getting to be competitive about trying to close my rings each day and setting the goals. And I've actually increased my goals recently. I've increased the steps, I've increased the calories, the amount of stand hours in a day, all of that. As I'm now more moving around more, I'm making sure to just push the goals further and further. And having this watch on, working out on the TV with Apple TV and the Fitness Plus, it just has taken it to a whole new level. And it's actually, you can probably sense it, it's given me a level of enjoyment out of it. I've never been one to really, I was going to say enjoy things. I've always been competitive. I've always done things for a reason. I've always done things to be good, to be the best. And I'm guessing right now, with a new hip in place, which was the making of me, if you know anyone that's trying to live through the pain of a hip, tell them to get it done. It's the best thing ever. But working out now is actually enjoyable. It's a part of the day that I look forward to. And the odd days that I can't do it, the odd mornings that I can't get out, I really, really miss it. And again, no one had really explained to me that this missing part of the jigsaw puzzle was using Apple TV with Fitness Plus. I mean, of course, you can use it on your phone as well. If you haven't got an Apple TV, that's fine. It will do exactly the same. But those three items together out of Apple's ecosystem, it's lovely. I mean, in my case, just to finish off, while it's playing on Apple TV, I've got it coming out of a pair of HomePod minis as well. So I'm completely in the Apple ecosystem. And I was joking last week thinking, well, Apple can't get anything more out of me. But sure enough, they did with Fitness Plus. It's just changed my views on what fitness training can be like. So if you're thinking of buying an Apple Watch yourself, and let's face it, it's coming up to Christmas. So either you might be buying one as a gift, you might be buying one for yourself, and there's always those extra calories around at Christmas, no matter how much you try to avoid them. With the Apple Watch, it's going to be a great gift for somebody, but just make sure that they use those 3 months that they get free with Apple Fitness. It makes such a difference to using the watch. And if you're buying it for yourself, same applies. It's a great time of the year to start trying it out and start enjoying the benefits. I haven't felt as healthy and as enjoying the workouts that I've been doing for a very, very long time. And that's due to the tech. Clearly, I love my tech. And the fact that I can see it and I can see the benefits it's given me, I can positively see the data that's on the phone. I can see when I've slept better. I can see when I've exercised more. And I love the fact that the watch is encouraging. I said that in the first video. It has this holistic way about it. It's not as urgent as the phone or as a Mac. The watch on your wrist will just sit there and encourage you to be better, encourage you to do more. And even the minor things of getting up from the desk to make sure you stand, it just helps you be more healthy and look out for yourself more. No one's going to look out for you unless you're looking out for yourself. So I just wanted to say that now I've been wearing an Apple Watch for a few months. If somebody had said to me, make sure you use it with the Fitness Plus app from the get-go and also set those complications up so you can get into your watch really quickly, it would have made a massive difference to the benefits that I'm getting from the watch. And there was one other thing that I wanted to mention about Fitness Plus. All those workouts that I mentioned, you get the high intensity, the core training, the strength training. Carry on going through the list. They've got a wonderful subsection almost called Time to Walk. Now, as I said, I've got the podcast shortcut, the complication on my phones, on my wrist, on my Apple Watch, so that when I go out the door, it's ready to use. And the last few mornings, I've been going into Time to Walk with Apple. It's basically a series of podcasts that they've put together with celebrities. And in this first week, I've listened to Sugar Ray Leonard, Anthony Joshua, I've listened to Jane Fonda, Billie Jean King, Jamie Oliver, Stephen Fry. There's some wonderful, wonderful guests on there. And I'm looking forward to that half an hour or so now, listening to all of those Time to Walk workouts. They're really great to listen to. Again, they're encouraging. They're telling a little bit about their life story. There's always some music towards the end of the 30, 35 minutes. That's kind of all they are in duration. One thing to be aware of is that when those workouts stop, though, your workout finishes, I wish there's a way that you can continue, because I tend to be walking about another 10 or 15 minutes after those workouts finish. And I think they should have a function where you can just roll on. But outside of that, these Time to Walk podcasts are really worth looking into. It was a little hidden gem that I came across, and I just enjoy them so much. So the tech podcast got put to one side now for the last week or so. So I was listening to all these different people, and they're wonderful people, some great stories. And it just makes being outside, walking, I don't know, it just gives it a purpose. So again, if you're the sort of person that enjoys getting out for a walk in the morning or in the evenings, check out the Time to Walk function as well in Apple Fitness. But that's what I really wanted to talk to you about on this video. There are so many videos out there about the functions on the watch and how to set them up and what you can do with it. I'm not going to cover that. There's too many videos out there already. This was to do with the quality of your life. I wanted to just tell you how you can make your quality of life better. And honestly, I'm sold. I really am sold. I'm going to keep the Apple Fitness Plus app without a shadow of a doubt now. I'm getting really good value for money out of it, really enjoying it, finding the trainers that I'm enjoying using and working out with, finding the workouts that I like. You can save to a library as well, so if you want to go back to them. But all in all, guys, if you've got a phone, a watch, and an Apple TV, you have got no excuse not to make yourself the best possible version of you that you can be, and the fittest version of you that you can be. It's coming into the new year. I don't really believe in making all these New Year's resolutions, But certainly looking after yourself is a smart way to go, isn't it? You can't argue that. But I'd love to know your stories. What have you found the benefits have been of using Apple Watch and the Fitness Plus app? Have you tried working out to it? Let me know. I'd love to know if you're enjoying it as much as I am. And if you haven't tried it yet, do yourself a favor and let me know. I'd love to know how you find it's benefiting you and how much better you feel after a short time of using it. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that's encouraged you just to go and try a few things out and try and make yourself fitter, stronger, better, and just enjoy the quality of life a little bit more. If you haven't subscribed yet, I really would appreciate it if you did. And maybe if you've enjoyed this video and a couple of the others that I've made, you can even consider giving me a like as well. You can find me everywhere. I'm over on Twitter, of course, and my website. All the links are in the description to this video. Guys, it's been a real pleasure sharing this with you. And I hope you can make the most of Apple Watch and Apple Fitness Plus. I'll see you on the next video.